Velmans, the scientific observer. Thus, despite their profound philosophical differences, Velmans identifies a common position as to where the objects of experience are located. Quote, "For dualists, all experiences are rather like thoughts, which are not really anywhere, while for reductionists, experiences are really neural states or functions distributed around the brain. However, if forced to point, they would point vaguely at the brain." End quote. It's clear from this simple combined model why consciousness is often thought to elude scientific study. From a scientific observer's perspective, the physical cat and the subject's brain are potentially visible. They appear to be public, objective, and viewable from an external third-person perspective. Consequently, a scientific study of cats and brains presents no philosophical problems. By contrast, the subject's experience of a cat seems to be private, subjective, and viewable only from the subject's first-person perspective. If so, how can it form a datum for science? But, asks Velmans, what makes one human being a subject and another an experimenter? Their different roles are defined largely by differences in their interests in the experiment, reflected in differences in what they are required to do. End quote. The subject focuses only on his own experiences. The experimenter is interested mainly in these experiences which the subject is having, and in how these depend on the light stimulus or brain states he can observe. However, as Velmans points out, the subject and experimenter merely have to switch the focus of their attention in order to exchange roles. Following current conventions, the subject would then be entitled to think of his observations of the light and the experimenter's brain as public and objective, and to regard the experimenter's experience of the light as private and subjective. But as Velmans concludes, if the phenomenology of light remains the same, whether it is thought of as a stimulus or an experience, is the phenomenon private and subjective, or is it public and objective? End quote.